and I'm sure there's some people out there, probably the most likely the people that wish me harm, consider this a huge win. As I said, life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has.
She was the villain.
They were on the back foot, and then the briefings and the leaking and the planting.
There was going to be people or bodies left in the street because of that.
Royal insiders are buzzing with a story so shocking it's left the palace in turmoil. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, has uncovered a web of deceit spun by Queen Camilla, and it's shaking the royal family to its core. From forged telegrams to cruel attempts to keep Harry from his cancer-stricken father, King Charles, this is a tale of betrayal, revenge, and a son fighting for his mother's legacy. What really happened behind closed doors, and why is Harry's discovery threatening to rewrite the royal future? Stick with us until the end, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping royal secrets. There's something raw and real about Prince Harry's love for his late mother, Princess Diana. It's not just the public tributes or the way he carries her memory in his charity work. It's the quiet pain you see in his eyes, the kind that speaks of a boy who lost his world at 12. Diana's death in 1997 wasn't just a tragedy, it was a wound that never fully healed. And for Harry, every step he takes feels like a vow to protect her legacy. That's why this story hits so hard. It's not just about Camilla's actions, it's about Harry standing up for the mother who can't fight back. And trust us, what he's uncovered will leave you speechless. Let's start with the moment that changed everything. Harry has always been open about his strained relationship with King Charles. In a raw BBC interview just weeks ago, he admitted his father won't speak to me over security disputes, a confession that broke hearts worldwide. But what no one expected was the bombshell that followed. Insiders whispered that Harry discovered Camilla had been pulling strings to keep him at a distance, especially during Charles's cancer treatment. The king, battling an unspecified form of cancer since February 2024, has been vulnerable, leaning heavily on Camilla. And according to those close to the palace, she saw an opportunity to deepen the rift between father and son. Camilla's influence over Charles isn't new. Harry wrote in his memoir Spare that she traded family secrets with the press to polish her image, a claim echoed by voices on X who call her the wicked stepmother. But this time, it's personal. Sources say Camilla feared Harry's reconciliation with Charles could shift the king's will, potentially giving Harry a larger share of the royal estate. To protect her own legacy, she allegedly worked to sow discord, ensuring Harry stayed on the sidelines. It's a move that reeks of calculation, and for Harry it felt like a betrayal, not just of him, but of Diana's memory. The most gut-wrenching part: the forged telegrams. Picture this: Harry, already hurting from his father's silence, receives messages supposedly from Charles. Harsh words, cold dismissals, the kind of thing that cuts deep. He carried that pain for months, believing his father had turned his back. But then, a chance discovery flipped everything. Insiders claim Harry found evidence these telegrams were fake, crafted by someone close to Camilla to drive a wedge between him and Charles. The realization hit like a tidal wave. All that hurt, all that distance, was built on lies. And Harry wasn't about to let it slide. This wasn't just about personal pain. For Harry, it was a call to action, a chance to right the wrongs done to his mother. Diana once famously said, "There were 3 of us in this marriage," pointing to Camilla's role in her heartbreak. Harry grew up knowing his mother's struggles, and he's long believed Camilla played a part in tearing his family apart. Now, with proof of her latest schemes, he's fighting back. Sources say Harry confronted palace officials, demanding Camilla's actions be exposed, and he's pushing for something even bigger, ensuring her name is struck from Charles's will, a symbolic victory for Diana's legacy. Public moments tell their own story. Just days after Harry's explosive BBC interview, Charles and Camilla appeared at a VE Day commemoration, all smiles and unity. But behind the scenes, tensions were boiling. Insiders say Harry's pleas for reconciliation were ignored, with Camilla at Charles's side steering the narrative. The king, still undergoing cancer treatment, seemed unaware of the full extent of the drama. Yet Harry's determination only grew. He wasn't just fighting for himself, he was fighting for his children, Archie and Lilibet, and the future they deserve in the royal fold. What makes this story so powerful is Harry's heart. He's not the polished prince reading from a script, he's a man driven by love and loss. Remember that fleeting meeting in February 2024 when Harry flew from California to see Charles after his cancer diagnosis? It lasted just 30 minutes, with Camilla present and no private father-son moment. That brief encounter spoke volumes. Harry wanted to rebuild bridges, but something, or someone, stood in the way. Now, knowing Camilla's role, he's not backing down. It's a fight for truth, for family, and for the mother he'll never stop honouring. Camilla's side of the story isn't all black and white. To her supporters, she's a loyal wife, standing by Charles through his cancer battle and 20 years of marriage. Their anniversary in April 2025 was celebrated with a warm social media post, painting them as a united front. But for Harry, her loyalty to Charles doesn't erase her past. He's pointed to moments like the leaked 1989 phone call between Charles and Camilla, where they joked about intimate details, a scandal that humiliated Diana. For Harry, these aren't just old wounds, they're proof of a pattern, one that continues with the forged telegrams and the wedge between him and his father. The will is where things get murky. Royal estates are private, shrouded in secrecy, but whispers suggest Charles has been revising his plans as he faces his mortality. Camilla, as Queen Consort, stands to inherit significant privileges, but Harry's return could complicate things. Insiders claim she feared a reconciled Harry might sway Charles to allocate more to him and his family, reducing her own share. It's a motive that feels all too real in the high-stakes world of royal succession, and Harry's push to remove her from the will isn't just financial, it's a statement, a way to honour Diana by ensuring Camilla's influence doesn't outlast Charles. Harry's journey isn't just about revenge, it's about healing. He's spoken openly about wanting reconciliation, saying in his BBC interview, "There's no point in continuing to fight anymore." But reconciliation doesn't mean ignoring the truth. By exposing Camilla's actions, he's clearing the path for honest conversations with his father. Every step he takes, from confronting palace aides to sharing his story, is a step toward closure. And for fans of Diana, it's a moment of justice, a son standing tall where his mother once stood alone. Behind the drama, there's a family at stake. Harry's fight is for his children too. He said publicly that their safety and place in the royal family matter deeply, a point he stressed when discussing security risks. Camilla's actions, if true, didn't just hurt Harry, they threatened the bond between Charles and his grandchildren. That's a line Harry won't let anyone cross. His determination to set things right is as much about building a future for Archie and Lilibet as it is about avenging the past. What's next for Harry and the royals? The palace is tight-lipped, but the ripples are already spreading. Some say Charles, unaware of the forged telegrams, is beginning to question those around him. Others believe Harry's push to alter the will could spark a legal battle, one that would captivate the world. Whatever happens, one thing is clear. Harry's not done fighting. He's carrying Diana's torch, and he's doing it with a courage that's impossible to ignore. What's your take on Harry's stand? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for the next chapter in this royal saga. Up next, a story that'll leave you stunned.